Hello and welcome to PNH, where there's going to be some visitors, which is a good thing. It's a nice thing. I like people, I like visitors. But there's also something else. I seem to have myself a bit of a backlog of videos, better than having none. But my phone's almost full of bits of clips and things and all these things to put together to make a video. But I've had a couple of queue jumpers, car reviews, because I like doing car reviews and I'd like to do more car reviews, and any other car is going to get, you know, basically jump the queue. Now I don't know what day it is there, but here it is Saturday, and I was just thinking then, I was just looking down here and there's a bit of a video that I did from the other day, and I just realised that was 5 days ago and it's still not uploaded or anything done with it. So I think I can promise a proper jumble of a video today. All sorts of unrelated stuff going on. The kind of thing that if you was new to the channel, you just think, what is this shit? I have seen you. I've just seen a white Rover 214 flashing his headlamps at me as if I can't already see him, wanting to get in the gate. How often do you see one of these on a G-Reg? What kind of person could be driving a car like this? A serial killer? A madman? A complete lunatic? Well, let's find out. One of my guests today in the yard is Peter.
Hello.
Peter the Peter the vegetarian vampire.
Vegetarian.
Vegan.
Vegan, yes, not vegetarian.
He has come along in this car, which isn't his, but he has done lots and lots of lovely repair work on it. Look at this, it's an 89 model, it's a 33-year-old is it a 214?
214
Yeah.
SI.
And up until recently it was a proper rust bucket. Well, I wouldn't say that, but it didn't look that great. So I think Peter deserves a round of applause. One of my many tasks of the day, and probably the only one that I will complete, is going to be cleaning Nigel. Let's have a closer look. That's filthy. That's filthy. That's a disgrace. This bonnet doesn't even attract insects any longer, and the other side is equally grotty. Washing your car, one of the most satisfying, if also most infuriating and boring jobs you can ever do. Thank you, Allegro man, for bringing me this beer. And then thank you to Liz for bringing me this one. And then thank you to Elliot for bringing me these 4 beers. And then thank you to Peter for bringing me this box of 8 Belgian beers, which I'm sure will be exceedingly interesting. Maybe I need to do a beer review or two now. Hello, and welcome to Project Nigel, where the work attempts to happen, but often fails. One of the reasons for that is the massive clutter I have all around me of things that I want to keep just in case somebody needs to buy them, such as seats, wheels, bits of door trim. And the other issue with this place, of course, is the dark. Since that light's failed and then subsequently broke as well, and then this one up here has kind of given up, I've been stuck with just this one, which is fine for standing and talking here or playing the keyboard, but not really a great deal of use anywhere else in here. As you may well know, I want to be able to fix cars like this, and but the trouble is I can't even see where my tools are at the moment. Today, however, things are about to change This car has my name written all over it. This may not sound like the most exciting video today, but it might have an exciting end. That dingy little hole of a place I call work is about to be transformed. Now I can do this in two ways. One way would be to completely empty it out of all the stuff I don't really need. What do I need in there? Well, I need space. But why do I need space? I need space so I can actually fix things when I need to. But why do I need to do that? And why am I asking myself these questions when I already know the answer? I can't have a whole episode about having some lights fitted in here. And also, I would like to do some work on this car today. This car, called Gladys, lovely, lovely Gladys. What a lovely British racing green Rover 400 this is. And it's about time it had some attention. It definitely needs washing. It definitely needs some paint rectification. The paint is rather flat, the paint is rather dull. That won't do. I'm going to do something about it today. It does need some more thorough cleaning up in here as well, because look, there's a bit of a mouldy patch happening there. And if I get a chance, I might see if I can fix this window. Not the window itself, but look, see the seal there. The window goes up and the window goes down, but it doesn't fit as it should. That's why what I need for my first task is this. No, it's not a tapeworm. It is a ratchet strap. So let's take a small moment to consider what may be going wrong here. And then realise that there's nothing wrong actually, but the car's stuck. Because I came in this morning ready to do something useful, I thought I'll get a couple of cars down here so I can clear up there and have that area ready for light fitting. And then I've got Alfie stuck up on it. So I'm going to use Nigel to pull Alfie out to freedom. Incidentally, have you ever seen Nigel look as grotty as this? I think the answer is no, never. Nigel's done an awful lot of miles over the weekend, and you'll find out why soon, but I can't tell you today. I'm such a tease, aren't I? Anyway, the problem here is that there's only me here doing this, so I've got to pull and drive at the same time. And we all know it's impossible to be in two places at once. So I've got to think of an idea, think of a way that I can safely pull Alfie up that slope. Yeah, you can see where I'm going here. If I just pull the car up the slope with the handbrake released and something happens, and it could just roll back down there, and the worst case would be actually properly into the brambles and down the slope there. But that isn't going to happen. Oh. Right, I would call that a success. So I know whilst it's wet down here, still don't park down there. Now what we have here, all the equipment needed to have some actual lighting in here. Little bikes, you're going home. That's half of them done. There's going to be another couple on the other side there, but actually could probably just live with these two. Nice, eh? It's like being outside whilst being inside. I'm impressed. And there's no shadows being cast anywhere because the light is nicely diffused. So at last I'm going to have somewhere I can work and see what I'm doing. They look like little scampering fish. Senior Mustard is doing these lights for me, which is something I'm very grateful for. And so far we have 2 up, and then later on there'll be 2 on this side as well. But even with just these 2 here, you can actually see everything going on, even with the door closed. So now, with it lit up better than ever, you can see just what a mess it is in here. Before I get started working on Gladys's paint, there's another little thing I need to rectify. Yeah, getting this thing off. It's quite, when you do a double knot and you give it a good tug, it gets quite stuck on there. All for a simple little mistake like trying to park that out of the way. You might wonder why I didn't just use the truck and the winch. Well, I just want to get used to life without it, because it might be going soon. On with the job there. So the Gladys, the Rover 416, has now had a little wash, so I can start to give the paint a clean up. Well, this boot, I can feel all sorts of stuff stuck in the paint, and that's why I'm going to use the clay bar to get rid of it. Look at that, it's amazing. Put some mayonnaise on it. Mayonnaise, come on. Yes! The light's fading somewhat now. I think we're losing light a little bit. Normally that would mean the end of work for the day. So now, should I continue the job inside? I've got enough light for it now, I reckon. Not too much around the back, but around the front I certainly have. Maybe I should do a little bit of shunting first. Well, that little buffing session I did outside seems to have done absolute wonders. Look at this. That's much nicer. And it's not perfect, but that's much better than it was before. And then I did a slight bit along here. Compare that to the roof, or compare this to the bonnet. Whilst having a little route around today, I found this tin of stewed steak, and the top's a bit rusty, it's all rather grotty. It's hermetically sealed, so it can't really go wrong. You need to worry about whether it's in date or not, but it still kind of puts me off. So, question is, should I feed it to the cat? Should I get that dog's bowl and actually feed Yard Cat, or would that be an irresponsible thing to do? What's your opinion? Anyway, back to the car. I've continued and polished the boot, which does look quite a bit better. So does this C-pillar, but I need a couple more dry cloths because, well, I can't get the excess moisture off, unfortunately. Oh, close. Thank you. It still clearly has some small scratches and bits of rough bits, but it's all super smooth now. Super smooth. Proper water repellent paint. So, when you're pulling out of a junction, turning left, turning right, you have a constant stream of traffic going both ways. Now, personally, when there's nothing coming from the right, I will start to edge out. I can't remember whether that is what you're told to do in your driving lessons or not, but I very rarely see anybody do it, and they just get stuck trying to pull out of a junction because nobody will let them out. Yet when you've got a gap and there's nothing coming from the right, you may as well start pulling out, then somebody will let you out. But what I have noticed on a few occasions is that where I work there, it's about 100 metres from the roundabout, there'll be nothing coming, I'll pull out and someone will just suddenly turn up and they'll basically be complaining at me for being in the road. And my thought is, well, I was here first, surely I have right of way. In cars, maybe it's not encouraged, but I'll tell you this for sure, in HGV it is. And what's the difference? Well, the difference is obviously one's much bigger than the other, but as a rule, you can't go round every corner and expect there to be nothing there. That's what your brakes are for. Let me know what you think. Amazing that, isn't it? We're sat in traffic and yet you can hear pops and bangs from an Audi A4 just up ahead there, because what he's doing is setting off and deliberately to make his stupid car do that noise. You imagine if all people that drove had their car remapped to go pop and bang all the time, what would that sound like? It would sound like an explosion in a fireworks factory all day long. It would be ridiculous. As it's that bad, doesn't that just show that to want that kind of noise going on, you have to be just a bit empty up here? Not completely, but just a bit. Just enough empty up there to think that that would be fine. Or maybe these pops and bangs merchants wouldn't like it if everybody else was doing it as well. Yep. Did it again deliberately then. What a plank. Please don't forget to do this and this as well before you leave. Thank you.